Within the paranormal world, certain locations are talked about more than others. One such location is the infamous 30 East Drive. So much so, the film producer Bell Bungie, who now owns the property, created a film about the events there. Now this is just a film, and the supernatural events you see in there are for your entertainment. But is there any truth to it? The Maynard family are the subject of the film, but the real family are the Pritchards. They moved into the house in the summer of August 1966 and were subjected to many well-documented, terrifying events from what has been dubbed Europe's most violent poltergeist. But not only number 30 on East Drive has reported these strange phenomena. Residents of the other houses on the estate, including the adjoining property, have also witnessed strange and unexplainable events. Many in the paranormal world will have an opinion or theory on whatever has apparently happened here, but for me, these hauntings may have the possibility of coming from other sources that are not often mentioned, if at all. Before I delve into the history of East Drive and the Chesterfield estate, I'm going to take a scripted passage that appears at the beginning of a well-known horror film as part of my theory. When someone dies in the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born. The curse gathers in that place of death. Those who encounter it will be consumed by its fury. This text is from The Grudge, and the passage is somewhat overblown for what I need to get my point across. But what I'm basically saying is that if you believe when someone has a violent or sudden death, then their energy or soul, for want of a word, could get trapped. Battle sites are a place of rage, fear and death. Soldiers die violently and suddenly during the battle, and the energy that we all hold within us is released and fades. But for some, their energy may not want to leave quietly. With that said, let's go back in time to the year 1644, the English Civil War and the siege of Pontefract Castle. Pontefract became a prominent castle and prison during the War of the Roses and the English Civil War, and found itself under siege on 3 separate occasions. On the outbreak of the Civil War between the King and his Parliament, Pontefract Castle was garrisoned by the King's army, the Royalists. The siege started in earnest on Christmas Day 1644, and for the next 2 months the siege continued. The defenders, led by Colonel Richard Lowther, put up a stout resistance, sending dozens of cartloads of parliamentarian and Scottish Covenanter dead and wounded back to Leeds and Wakefield, but the parliamentarians would keep pressing. On the 1st of March 1645, the Royalists had a temporary reprieve when the Northern Horse, led by Sir Marmaduke Langdale, having dashed all the way from Oxford to relieve the castle at the Battle of Chesterfield, broke the siege and forced the parliamentarians to withdraw. The Battle of Chesterfield is said to be one of the bloodiest of all of the Civil War, with both opposing forces taking heavy losses. Fast forward to just over 300 years later, the Second World War has recently ended, and the Chesterfield estate was built on the east side of Pontefract within 1 mile of the castle. Part of the estate was built on the battle site, and East Drive is a part of this. The estate was said to be the largest council estate in Europe and was built primarily to house people that were living in inadequate housing and for the soldiers returning from the conflict. Now, this is where my theory starts to get a little interesting. What I'm about to say has been theorized before. Could the building of this estate have disturbed some of the long-forgotten soldiers' spirits of this bloody battle? Or could the returning World War II soldiers, now housed in the estate with similar memories of terrible sights, trauma, and horrific death, could they have connected with some of the fallen soldiers of the Battle of Chequerfield? One more location, very close to 30 East Drive, holds some interest. Let's return to the old maps once more. On the other side of the roundabout at the top of East Drive, a hospital for infectious diseases stood from 1894 to 1948 and was probably demolished as the estate was being built just after the end of World War II in 1945. The hospital was used as an isolation unit, mainly for the poor. Diseases treated there could have been varied from smallpox, cholera, and diphtheria to dysentery, measles, and even scarlet fever. Could this hospital have also contributed to any supernatural activity on the estate? I leave that for you to decide, but in this humble investigator's opinion, what I've said here is based on historic facts and real Ordnance Survey maps. I love a good ghost story or folklore tale, but I'd be inclined to believe that the possible cause of these phenomena is due to what really happened in history. Could there still be any paranormal activity going on in 30 East Drive? I know trustworthy people that have had what you would class as paranormal or unexplained experiences here, and I believe them. I met my friend Diane at Devil's Bridge recently, and we talked about some of her experiences at 30 East Drive from a few years ago. Here's what she said.
Yes, I mean, personally, I thought, no, I don't think this place is haunted, because I'd watched Justin and Dale there so many times and spoke to them about it, and nothing never happened. And I just thought, I think we're going to have a quiet night. And the previous night they had been there with a lady from the Ghost Club and the author John Fraser, who had written a book called Poltergeist and covers the East Drive phenomenon. And nothing had happened. It had been a really quiet, really dead night. So we had a good look around. There was nothing obvious or evident that would contribute towards added noise or anything like that, apart from, as the kids on the mopeds outside. So,
and the kids next door as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that particular time, I'm not sure if Carol's grandchildren were there that time. So we've had a good look around. The only thing that was strange was the lady I'd gone up with, Lindsay. She had sort of walked around in Philip's room and she stood somewhere and she went, "Come and stand on this spot."
Yeah.
And I stood on this spot and she said, "What can you..." And I said, "It feels really funny. And my legs feel like they've got like a little electrical surgy charge going through them," which we thought was strange. And she said, "That's what I felt." And just thought, again, is this something that's being fed into your minds? You're expecting something, so you're hypersensitive. So we had a look around the house and everything. And then Gemma, now my good friend, turned up with her then paranormal colleague. And they went round the house and had a good look. And we said, "Well, we did find a spot that was a bit interesting upstairs. Let us know if you find it." And they did find the spot in Philip's room. So they were getting the same sensation. And it was interesting. And we're all sitting there. And we're getting this... the funniest thing was pinpoints of light. And nearly everyone there said they could see these little tiny pinpoints of light flickering, which was a bit strange. And of course they were checking, is it car headlights, is it this? We couldn't understand what these little lights were, but it was quite flat. And at that point we said, "We think you guys need to leave us. Get out."
Let the girls take over.
And we did. We sent all the guys out, and we decided that just us girls alone were going to hold a circle. So we held a circle, and I know exactly where I was standing. For many of you, if you've watched any of the videos on East Drive, you're aware of Philip's room. The bed does move from time to time, but there's that old-fashioned unit with the little telly on top. And my back was to that, so the cupboard with the boiler in was to my left. And so we were holding a circle, holding our hands, and the girl said, Diane, why don't you start calling out? So I was calling out, and I was sort of asking for this black monk to come forward, you know, and then sort of saying, you know, is it true what they said? Did you murder a little girl? And started to question if it was a black monk that was doing all this. Surely his faith was so strong that he would have repented his sins and been forgiven and crossed over.
Yeah.
So why was he still there? Why was he still doing this? And with that, I started to get a bit of a cold draft around the bottom of my legs. And I said to the girls, can you feel this? I mean, bear in mind, this is the end of August. It was a warm day.
Yeah.
And you know the windows don't open in that place. You can't get a window open.
It's quite warm.
It's stuffy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was saying, I can feel this cold draft around my legs. And everyone's going, no. And then one of the girls opposite me, she said, Diane, she said, you know that pattern you've got on the front of your shirt? And she said, does it go down your right arm? And I went, no. I said, however, I can feel this tightening on my right arm, about there. And that's what it felt like fingers like that. With that, 3 of them all go, we can see a hand on your arm. So
I don't know what I've done if I'd seen that, to be fair.
So I just thought, what do I do now? So I'm just going, okay, I haven't given you permission to touch me. You must step back. You must get off of me. And apparently it did. And it was just weird. And there was just some weird stuff going on in that room. And like I said to people, if I heard someone saying what I was saying,
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe them.
Yeah.
Simple as. I would not believe them. I just think, yeah, right, you're away with the fairies there.
Yeah.
But we saw a dark shadow, something dark like coming down the wall behind that unit. A lot of corner of eye phenomenon. We were sure there was something child height kept peeping round the door from the landing.
Yeah.
We all kept, all at the same time, looking. It wasn't just one of us. It was the 3 of us kept looking. So there was something catching our eye. And you could feel a heaviness in the air. And in the end, we just said, you know what? We've come up here, we've tried to talk to you, we've tried to engage with you. If you're not playing ball, well, we're going back downstairs.
Yeah.
And with that, Gemma said, I think it's going to kick off. And we went down, and Justin's saying, what's happened? We said, you know, the atmosphere is that something's going to happen. He goes, shall I go up? And Gemma goes, no, don't go up, leave it. Because we've already realised that whatever is at East Drive doesn't like being ignored.
Yeah.
You can engage with it and try and engage with it, but as soon as you've got its attention and then you walk away, that's when things happen, or I think.
Yeah.
As I said, Justin had put a voice recorder up there. Dale had brought one down, was listening to that, picked up a whistle on that, which was quite strange. So we were all in the kitchen and we were hearing this banging, and it was getting louder, but not as in louder volume, as in it was more aggressive. So it started off with just a gentle bang, and then it was a bit harder and a bit harder and a bit harder. So Justin got the voice recorder, listened to it, and we worked out it was definitely what appeared to be the cupboard door on this unit in Philip's room, which was banging. So we left it up there. The banging was continuing. We were all there. I think there was 10 of us in total, so we were in the kitchen dining area, which would have been below the bathroom and Philip's bedroom. And we're just standing there listening really, really quietly. And all of a sudden we heard the heaviest, thunderous footsteps. So loud, it was with purpose, and you could get direction from it.
Yeah.
And we realised that it started on the landing, marched across the landing into Philip's room and almost at a diagonal, so much so that in the dining room there was this hideous 70s glass light bulb, light shade type thing hanging down, and that actually moved.
Yeah.
Well, we all just stood there, none of us spoke loudly, we just all sort of went like this, and there was a few hells, and we were just, oh my god. And to see Justin and Dale's face light up, they've been to this place so many times and nothing had never ever happened, and all of a sudden we've got this this phenomenon, and it was so loud to us. And then the disappointment kicked in because no one watching at home hardly heard it, or heard a very faint noise. But we're standing here and it's so loud.
Towards me. If you do that, I won't ask any more questions for the rest of the night. I'll keep quiet and I'll go to bed like a good boy. You can draw your energy from anything that's in this house. Like to meet the person that was here all those years ago. The person that's banging, knocking, fireballs, moving stuff. Fireballs, moving stuff. Fireballs, moving stuff. Someone cleansed you from this house, you're allowed to come back. You have our permission. Come back into us. Come back into this house. This house is open for you. It is yours. Make yourself known. Show us that you're here. Set it off. Show us that you're listening. There's a red light in the coal shed.
Green.
No, there's a red light. The LCD. That's what I'm asking. Go towards the red screen with the green dot. Sit down on the chair in the coal shed.
Go near a call there for a bit, Mark.
Oh,
That's me. It's me.
oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's just me.
I'd like to call out. No, I'm not going to do. I'm going to introduce myself, because you might know these two gentlemen are here, but you don't know the other two gentlemen are here. So my name's Mark, and in Philip's room is Steve. I'd like to thank you for allowing us to be here in this fantastic place. If you can hear my voice and you'd like to come towards it, please feel free. We definitely mean you no harm. I know you probably hear that a million times, but I'd really like to say hello to any otherworldly beings in this house. So if you can hear me, please come forward. You can maybe touch one of us, tug on a shirt, going to say pull hair, but we haven't really, none of us have really got any.
We don't.
You
You can pull your chin out.
yeah, pull me chin hair. Jeez, that would be frightening, wouldn't it? Jeez, man, I would probably die. You might be able to see the glowing candle-like looking things on the at the top and bottom of the stairs. If you'd like to go near one of those, just to see if you can blow it out. They will stay on all the time, like a light in the night, unless you go near one of them. I'd also like to ask as well if any of the spirits that reside here are they associated? Were they soldiers in the Battle of Chequerfield? Were you cut down in your prime during the Battle of Chequerfield when you tried to siege or were defending Pontefract Castle? If you are, and you still hold some kind of ill contentment for people that come in here, then we are definitely not your enemy. But we'd very much like to say hello. Talk to us. Talk to us about your feelings about people that come in here.
So is that where the spirits have come from? Have we been getting it wrong all these years? And there is no black monk. There is no Simon, Moloch, or whatever you want to be called, that everyone else has been calling you, Michael, Emily, or whatever. You aren't a priest, or the monk, or whatever. You're actually a soldier. Multiple soldiers that died in a bloody war. One of the worst in England.
The bloodiest.
Is it you that haunts 30 East Drive and the entire street and the houses next to it? Because it's not just this house. Let us know.
So if you're a bit shy about coming forward, there's really no need to be.
Is that a knocking?
Yeah, I can hear a knocking.
It's been tapping for quite a while.
Does it come from that boiler room?
There's no noise this side of the building.
It's like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun.
It is raining, so it might be something to do with a leaking gutter.
Oh, okay, yeah. You'll be that then. 100%. The leaking gutter. Come on, this is the only location where me and Griff have both said it's the only place that's convinced us that the paranormal is real. It's what started the Ouija brothers. We come up with our name in this very house. We decided to take our paranormal journey of going all over England, investigating some of the most haunted locations, and it all started here because of this place and the activity you provided. Is it possible? Who was that?
It wasn't me.
Did anyone hear that though?
I heard it. To me, it sounded like a bit of a tummy growl,
Yeah.
but it definitely wasn't me, that's for sure.
Well, it's it's ended up from this little section here.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it possible that you could do something just as incredible? Okay, oh Steve. Something just as incredible as you did 7 years ago. January 2015. That was the day. Actually, it was the 4th of January 2015. Where this house changed mine, Griff's, and my brother Dave's lives.
My daughter's birthday.
Could have been. Could you give us another life-changing moment tonight? Could you do the ultimate? Could you manifest? Give us the Holy Grail, where we capture that shadow figure of whatever spirit lingers inside this building.
We've heard bangs like... We've heard these. We've heard slams. Literally, just speak to us. Anything that you've done we've not been scared of.
Can you appear in that TV as a reflection next to the green light? I might be asking a lot there.
Nah, it's nothing.
I'd very much like to be proved that there is actually something here that lurks and resides and can appear at will. Or is your energy gone? Spent? Are you just so sick to death of people being here? Asking the same bloody questions all the time. Is there anyone downstairs? We four are upstairs. Is there anyone else in this house that's now downstairs?
You just heard something.
Yeah, I think it's come from out in the next door outside.
What was it?
Sounded like a girl's voice singing.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
You think the camera would have picked that up?
May have done. It didn't sound like it was coming from an ear. That's the thing. It sounded muffled.
Okay, keep calling out, Mark. Just in case you did hear that girl.
This little pram with a doll at the top of the stairs. Could you move it for me, please? Being in the clock.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to hear this whisper, but I may have caught a DVP here. Listen again on the replay. It definitely wasn't one of us.
Okay, keep calling out, Mark. Just in case you did hear that girl.
This little pram with a doll at the top of the stairs. Could you move it for me, please? It's cool. I can hear my voice.
Yeah, through the clock.
Resonating in the clock.
Yeah.
The clock is a portal.
It's got to be.
Come on, move this doll. You don't even have to shove it down the stairs. Move it back towards me.
Steve and Griff went out for a break, so Steve and I decided to try a necrophonic session, but after reviewing the footage many times, there was nothing legible. We did, however, get a few very quick double taps that seemed to be coming from the stairs area.
If there's any kind of residual negative or angry energy, you hear that tap?
Yeah.
There's just a tap on the stairs there, I think. Could be anything. The stairs are quite creaky, to be honest.
Sounded like it was in the kitchen.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's giving me chills. I've got chills now. Please feel free to come forward. I implore you.
Come and sit in the chair next to Mark.
Walk past the doorway that I'm pointing this black device at, this black box.
You're probably wondering what half of these things are. It's just our way of hopefully communicating with you.
I've heard so many reports about things that have gone on in this house. And I know it's just a snapshot in the life of this house. And whatever happened before people started coming here a lot. But I'd like to know who you are, who you all are, when you first started coming around here. Were you here before the Pritchard family were here? Sorry, that was my tummy. Or were you just lying in wait for someone to come along? Or did the family here that mistakenly unleash something? Now that we're downstairs, if you're upstairs, could you walk across the floor above, please, if you can hear me? Just a couple of footsteps across the landing.
Come and walk right past me if you can. I don't mind. Come and show yourself in the mirror at the bottom of the stairs. Come and show yourself in the mirror at the bottom of the stairs.
What was that?
That was a click. It was almost like a switch or something. That was a definite click.
Hello? Hello, is anyone here?
If you are up there, maybe you're playing games with us, come and join us. Come and show yourself at the top of the stairs.
Alright folks, we are downstairs in the living room. I've got Steve next to me and Griff is over there on the couch. and then Steve is by the door.
Doors.
The doors. We have got a load of cat balls encircled around a Melrem. Only reason we're going to do this really is because of the most haunted, if you want to call it that, the white wall thing that they did further up on the next floor. Yeah, so we're going to try something similar. Maybe we can get something, maybe we won't, but we'll try it anyway.
So we're now all sat in the front room. There's a circle of cat balls on the floor with a Melrem in the middle. What we'd like to do is to invite anybody that may be sitting here or standing here with us to maybe come in, maybe touch the Melrem, it won't harm you. Maybe move one of the balls, it will only flash. If you're maybe one of the children that's supposedly haunts this house and has been seen, maybe you just like to scatter the balls across the floor. Really impress us. Show us what you can do.
Click in the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, what was that? That was right behind me.
Was that not you, Steve?
No, not at all. That was right behind me.
Something
It's like,
fell
it's
off
like
the
a
chair.
It's like a chair creaked.
I tell you what, I just looked up there. I don't know if that was the that was fast giving me major chills. That is honestly, it
How do you
probably
think I feel?
that when I looked up off the screen, I just saw something dark.
Because look, I moved back in the chair and it's not doing anything.
I don't know. It was actually that was weird, man.
It was a proper creak.
Yeah, it was.
There was nothing on the camera because I looked.
What was
It
that?
was like a bag falling.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like a plastic bag. It's,
But it sounded like in the room, didn't he?
yeah, it sounded like in this room.
Is there anything on the floor?
There is a small plastic bag, yeah.
Ah,
That could have been it.
But why did it fall off?
well,
Griff, did you have the camera on, Steve?
I had the camera on Steve, not on the bag. Not on that chair, I had it on Steve. Anyway. Alright. We've tried to get a better understanding of you, whoever you are. We know that you've got potential to destroy any one of us at any given time. I'd like you to remember that power that you possess, that power that you hold, and just bring it to us in a glimpse. Any spirits that are listening, any spirits at all, I ask you all to come forward now. Come forward to us. Come in the centre of this living room. Barge past us. And damage or mess with the circle of balls in the middle of the room.
Oh.
I heard that.
Steve's stomach work.
Oh.
I heard that.
Steve's stomach work.
There's knocking coming from the kitchen.
There's something going on in there, rather.
Can you two hear that?
Yeah.
Tap, tap.
Tap.
Keep walking towards us then. Don't stop. And come into this room. Close the door behind you if you want. You hear that?
It sounds like movement.
It does. Close the door behind you if you want. You hear that?
It sounds like movement.
It does.
It's happening like the hall.
It's like the hall kitchen area. Come into this room then. Don't be scared.
Just for the camera, you can't hear voices, it's just next door.
Yeah.
But we're not acknowledging them, so it's not an EVP, it's nothing disembodied. It is just next door. But we are hearing knocks and taps coming from
The other
the
side.
left-hand side. From the kitchen area. Well, not a single cat ball's gone off. The Melram hasn't gone off.
That's unusual that not one of the cat balls has gone off.
The K2 on the fireplace, that hasn't flickered. But we have heard
Shuffling in the kitchen.
shuffling, knocking, bit of banging. The plastic coming off the chair right next to Steve. Mark did get pulled. His shirt got tugged moments before even pressing record. So is that some kind of spirit building up its energy? Doing your best to make us know that you're here with us? Is that all you can do? Is that a noise from within the kitchen?
Yeah,
Oh, I can't hear that. I didn't hear that.
I haven't heard nothing.
I did.
What's it down like?
just something moving.
Just movement again. It's just like light movement.
Yeah.
That's all I can explain it to be. Nothing major. Are you in this room with us? With the two Steves?
So start a paranormal group.
Double Steve.
Double stay.
Now we are hearing some noises coming from within here. Most people don't seem to investigate the kitchen for some reason. I have no idea why. I know of stories where K2 meters have been thrown off people's heads within this kitchen. Some of the first activity that even started in this house began in this kitchen with the puddles of water appearing in the middle of the air. Is this where you are? Could you knock twice? Steve, is that you?
No, that's right
No.
behind me.
If you're in this room, knock. Give us 2 knocks. Fuck me.
Right there.
Did it get on?
It weren't 2 though, it was
just one.
Are you in this room with us? Do it again. Could you replicate that famous incident that happened to Dale and Justin all them years ago? And charge right above us. Make your footsteps heard. Stomp. It feels like something's building. The atmosphere feels like it could be changing. Tensions are a lot higher. Is something about to happen?
I would like to address the spirit or entity or whatever it might be making the shuffling noise. It's making the odd taps that we hear. There is a rhythmic tap coming from behind Steve, and I think that's probably an appliance of some
I
kind.
think it's the water going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely.
So if you're going to hear a rhythmic tap, that's nothing there. Could you tap for us one more time, even if it's just one tap, or even two? Can you copy me, please? What?
Like right behind me, there was like 2 taps. It
Really?
was like dun dun, very very light.
Could you tap for us one more time, even if it's just one tap, or even two? Can you copy me, please? What?
Like right behind me, there was like 2 taps. It
Really?
was like dun dun, very very light. Correct.
Could you copy me, please? Oh, we're here, obviously. We're still here. We're still at it.
Just about.
Just about. Eyes are heavy and getting sore. It's been a pretty quiet night.
I mean, a few little things, mate. A few little things in the kitchen. You know, we're obviously going to go back and check on the footage.
Yeah.
But nothing substantial, nothing where we can scream, holy crap, we've caught paranormal activity. But we're still trying.
We are, so we're still going to try. We're going to have a little spirit box session with the honeytone amplifier. So some of you who've watched my channel before may have seen this thing. It is a partially white noise cancelling amplifier with a few noise gates on it and such like. Bit of reverb in there. And you play it through the SB7 Spirit Box. A little plug for Craig as well. Thanks very much, Craig. It's always nice to get this thing out. Go and check them out at Electro Paranormal. So what I'd like to ask first is, I don't even know what I'm going to ask first, to be honest. I'm stuck for things to ask.
What's your name?
Yeah,
Simple.
symbols. So, which what?
Oh, I thought I heard the piano, but you said it was your stomach. Yeah. What's your name? Food.
Could you repeat that, please? Any names of any soldiers that were involved in the battle? Parliamentarians? Royalists? Come forward and make your presence felt. If you'd like to say anything to us, we are all ears.
How many people can you see in this room right now?
Two.
That's it. Simple question. Yes or no answer. Well, it's only ever going to be a yes if they do answer, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's an age-old paranormal question. Is there anybody here?
It could have been. Do you know of the black monk? Yeah, I thought he said I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought he said I'm
not sure.
Do we need to be afraid of any spirits in this house?
That's like
A devil. Did you say devil?
Yeah.
Devil. Whoa. Dead. What was that? Is the devil here? Is Fred the devil? Or is it the infamous? Whoa. Does that look dead? Or is it the infamous? Whoa. Does that look dead?
That's some mad things coming through there. I've not really heard this before. Maybe it's because of the area we're in.
Moloch? The most evil spirit that's ever been claimed to be in this house by Carol. She says, "You're the one we're meant to fear." Is that you, Moloch?
Well, folks, what do you think of that? Please let me know in the comments. It'd be very much appreciated. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you liked my content. I'd just like to say a few big thank yous as well to a few people that helped me along the way with this one. Always a massive thank you to the Ouija brothers. I've watched them since I first started doing this. They were probably my inspiration to even start doing this kind of stuff in the first place. Massive thanks to Steve as well to come along in this one. I know you enjoyed it. A real bucket list item to be ticked off there, that's for sure. And I'd also like to thank Mike Cavell as well, historian, that helped me along well with the maps and obviously the battle and such like as well. I kind of knew a little bit about it, but he brought it more to my attention, so many thanks, Mike. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. And with that being said, I shall see you folks on the next one. Thank you very much.